and welcome. So happy New Year. Ralph Havens here. It's 2019 and outside in beautiful Maple Falls, Washington. This is our spot. I'll just show you guys around. We have some good friends coming over that were actually here last night, and we had an amazing time. And we might just have a special second video. I don't know if my friend Jeff is coming over. He does massive amounts of meditation, massive amounts, and Kriya Yoga, and now something way beyond Kriya Yoga, kind of before Kriya Yoga. And so some of the ascended masters that that were before Babaji, and in that whole lineage of Yogananda and Lahiri and Sri Yukteswarji and all these other ascended masters. So so we'll see if we do another one in just a few minutes, because they're coming over for some Harry Potter butterbeer this morning. And so this morning, I was thinking, there's been times in my life. First, you might want to notice what you notice, like check in and see what you feel. Like I love testing things that are easy to test again. Check your range of motion, walk around, see how your neck moves, see how your body moves, see how your shoulders move, see how you feel, see what you feel like, your emotions, and how the world looks to you this morning with the new year starting. And you might even put an intention of like, what would you like to create this year? What would it be like to have dreams come true? So it's either health. If you don't have your health, it's not going to be very good. Love, your relationships, your spouse, or if you don't have a spouse, you're wanting to have a spouse, or your kids, or wanting to have kids. Your relationships, if you don't have that, life's not quite as good, right? And of course, your money, like, are you able to do what you want to do and live the way you want to live? And so, and that's what money is all about, right? Like, are you able to do what you want to do and live how you want to live? So you might put an intention out there of what you want. And then in a little bit after the video, you can retest it and see, is your neck better? Is your shoulder better? When you walk around, do you feel different? Are your feet on the ground different? Does the day go differently? Are you noticing some differences in how things are showing up for you? The love, the money, the health. So let me know what you notice. So now, there's been times in my life when my beliefs completely changed. And one of them, there's been numerous times. One was when I first met my medical intuitive teacher, Sharon Giammatteo. And I saw her and her husband and her daughter come to San Diego and teach a class. And I was there with my other therapists that were working for me. And I saw them do something that I didn't know was actually possible. And they looked across at every person and told everybody what was going on in their bodies, like what was wrong, what needed shifting, as Sharon would say, fixing up, and how to do it, how to clear that and get healthy. And so she had this whole course that we were taking about men's and women's health issues. So the pelvis, the urogenital system, the reproductive system, elimination systems. And she could tell you, and they could tell you, exactly what was going on, why somebody wasn't doing well physically. And I saw that, and then we did these techniques, and we noticed visible changes in how we moved and how we felt. And the next week, my whole running felt so much better. I felt like so much younger and better when I was running. And so my belief in what was possible changed in that instant. When something like that happens, you can't unbelieve it. You can't think back the old way, right? And so I realized, wow, there's people that can see inside somebody's body and then know what's going on and how to help them get well. And so that's why I studied for 10 years and 110 classes of this method and got to learn how to do this. But it was that change in my belief that started the whole thing. I was like, wow, if that's possible, and I know it is, I just saw it, then I know I can learn that. I can do that, and I can have that kind of way of going. So that was one part where my beliefs totally changed. And then another time was when I met Richard Bartlett and the Matrix Energetics. And with that, I saw my friend Kim Burnham, integrative manual therapy therapist, PhD, and she was working for me, and one of my teachers. And I was seeing miracles even beyond what I was getting with my medical intuitive work. I'd been doing this amazing medical intuitive work. And then she was getting even bigger shifts when she was in my office with my clients. I saw a little girl that was blind and then wasn't blind. I saw a woman that after a polio vaccine 40 years earlier couldn't move her arms, became totally paralyzed up there. And then she was able to bend like this when she was laying on her side. So I was like, wow, that's crazy cool. And she just kept telling me, just take Matrix Energetics because it's mind-blowing fun. And I read the book and I believed Richard Bartlett in the book. I was like, wow, I know he's telling the truth. Like these miracles that he's talking about, they actually are happening. They can happen. People can do this. You can heal. Somebody can heal even if the practitioner is many miles away. And even with seemingly simple interactions with people, people can have big changes. So I couldn't do it when I read the book. I was like, how do you do it? But then I took the class and I had a change in my belief. I was like, I saw it with my own eyes, but more importantly also, I was soaking in it. I didn't realize I wasn't getting it in my mind. I was getting it on a deeper level, this belief that, oh, this is actually possible. And, you know, Richard talks about this and it's come to be something that I see is true as well, is that the only thing that stops magic is disbelief. Kind of like the Peter Pan thing, you know? You got to believe. But how do you do that, right? And so you know, there was a quote that Jesus said. He said, "Do you not know that ye are gods? That you are gods?" That's what Jesus said. And it's like, okay. And in the Psalms, in the Old Testament, they say, you are gods. You are gods. It's like, okay. And then in the quantum physics world, you know, there's the protons, and when they do the math now with the high level physics and math that they're doing around the proton, Nassim Haramehn's work, they find that there's infinite energy and mass and information in every single proton. But yet we're made out of a lot of protons, right? So it's like you start to see some of this in whatever way that you can get it, and realize that, wow, we do have infinity in our bodies. We are gods. What is that? What is that? What is that? And I was talking to this guy that I'm hoping he's coming over to this morning. His wife is, and he does that massive amounts of Qigong. And I was telling him about my story of how I had missed this one meditation technique for many, many years, even though it was shown to me from many different teachers, but I just thought it was too simple. And I described it, and I said, yeah, and I found out it was this thing, and I told him about it, and he goes, oh yeah, that is the technique that Buddha used. And I'm like, wow, that's right. That's what I thought. That's what I read. You know, I saw it I looked it up to see, where did my teachers find this thing? And it seems to be the thing that Buddha used. And my friend who studied this for many years said, yeah, that's what he used. That's what he used. And so there's a way to go beyond techniques and to quit doing techniques and to quit. Techniques are useful. I still use tons of techniques, but there's something that if you handle this and get right to the core of what's in you already and shift that, really get to know that on not a thinking level, but a different level, you can have a change in your beliefs and something can happen. So for today's session, everything you want. Awesome. Now, the interesting thing is, I've noticed a phenomenon, and it happened with me. I had seen this technique, and I didn't realize I had the magic right in my hands. And it wasn't until I met a guy that turned around his own beliefs around himself and money, and he became very, very abundant. And he's one of my coaches now. And he showed me the technique after I actually paid him some money. He had showed it to me before when I got it for free, and I didn't get it. And then I paid him some money, and he showed me this technique again, and I started using it. That was the difference. I started doing it, and stuff really started to shift. You know, I already have Jen and Ben and Baden and have wonderful love in my life. And I have my work. I love doing my work, and I have my health back. And I needed to find out how to turn all of this into a business again. This was years ago. And I didn't know how to do it. And so I found this guy, and what he showed me was this technique. And turns out it's the technique that Buddha used. Isn't that crazy? So my hope is that you'll use it, and the exchange, the payment for it, can be as simple as let me send it to you, and so you can give me your email address, and I'll send it to you. So there's the exchange. There's the exchange, and I think it's really important to have an exchange, because I've noticed over and over again, when there's no exchange, if it's all just for free, people don't value it, and they don't do it, and they don't get it. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? So if this interests you, just go ahead and grab it. It'll be on links around here. And then let me know what's different for you this morning. And if my friend shows up this morning, we'll drop into the space with you again. And I'm not sure if he's coming. His wife's coming, and we're going to go have some Harry Potter butterbeer for breakfast. So have a great day. All right, everybody. See you later.